Okay, so let's try that again. Make sure you use your whole bow. Really go all the way from the frog, like right under your first finger. That's like the end of your bow. All the way to the tip. Pretty good. Can this guy stay down? So just keep your chest open. Relax. Just open up this way. It's getting there. Oh, that's pretty good. You can keep this low and relax. Keep both slipping. Your down bows, that slipped. It slipped again. Pull it. Down bow. So in order to get it not to go crooked like this, what you need to do is bring your hand out here. So bow, down bow again, and I want you to touch your pinky to my hand. Go ahead. There you go. Good. But keep going this way. So don't turn your violin. Stop turning that. Leave this alone. Yeah. And then when you move your arm, bring your violin out. This. Stop moving your violin.
So out, not down.
Right, so if you go back this way, you'll go crooked. If you come out this way at an angle,
It stays at the same angle.
that's right. So, can you see my arm? Here's the bad way. Or maybe I'll sit down so you can see me better. Bad way. Slash, Ojas' favorite thing to do. You love this. This is your favorite thing. Don't do that. Instead, when I get to the middle, I start bringing my hand out. Some people like to call it the J shape. Watch my hand. Do you see the J when I'm drawing? If I had a pen in my hand, I'd be like, J. Can you show me that? The J shape, yeah, with the bow. So hold your violin like you're gonna play. I'll take your bow. So now just take your hand here. You'll draw a straight line for the part of the J. Now we have the hook part of the J. Good. I know it's weird. The reason we have to do this kind of stuff is because the bridge is actually at a circle. Your arm comes in at a circle. Your body's at a circle. So it's a bunch of circles. So we end up having to make funny shapes just to stay straight. Is there a shoulder rest that goes with this, or are you not using it today? Do you have one?
Where's the shoulder rest?
Oh, it's in there.
Oh, because it's hard to play with that one, isn't it? Does he use one at home?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe he's just nervous.
I hardly use it at home.
Really? Okay, either you use
Have you
it or
not used it this week?
you use it or you don't. Get used to one way.
You need to use it, Ojas.
You have a pretty long neck, I think. So it's
He
hard.
can do without it? No.
Well, no, the longer,
he
the
needs
harder
it,
it is
yeah.
to not
He
use
needs
it.
Yeah.
I really like them. They keep me from keeping my
Yeah.
shoulder up and everything.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, he needs to use it.
You have a nice one too. These are really comfortable.
Some people just use like sponges, right?
And a lot of professionals don't do shoulder rests either, so it does happen. I mean, it's not that long of a neck, but that looks really good. Does not feel comfortable? Supported, not slippery.
I think isn't supposed to make the violin go a bit upwards.
It's supposed to keep the violin parallel with the ground. So you imagine having like a shelf on your shoulder, like sticking out from your skeleton. Now you're totally parallel to the floor. Can you see that? Same line. That way when you draw your bow, the gravity of the earth can pull your arm straight down onto the string. If you're crooked a little bit like this, which way does gravity go?
Down.
Gravity always goes the same direction, right? We all like to pretend we're the center of the earth, but we're not, right? It's a huge ball of stuff, and it sucks things straight towards the center, straight down. So if your violin's crooked, you'll bow this direction towards the center of the earth. If you,
The bow will fall.
yeah, you'll slip away. And if you keep yourself straight up nicely, and you let the gravity take care of your bow, make a huge sound effortlessly, okay? So again, your J shape. Beautiful. Almost crooked. So on the the up bow, make sure you go back to straight. Your up bows were fine. It's your down bows that are a little crooked. Right. Come back over here so your camera can see. So that's crooked. Bring your hand this way. Yeah, good. Do you see how that straightened your bow? Look at your bow.
Yeah.
This is straight. Does it look straight? Or does it look crooked?
It's a bit crooked, like going downwards.
Okay, but does it look crooked when you look at it now? It's hard to tell, right? You know what's really good for this?
What?
A mirror. Do you have a mirror at home where you're practicing? That one's too tall because you're...
Yeah, we have a mirror that we can practice against.
Perfect. So you need to be in front of a mirror at home, and you'll need to be checking your angles in front of a mirror. Every day when I start, I start. Okay, and the upper half? Do you remember this lesson? We had this lesson, right?
Oh yeah.
Half bows? No way. We must have.
I think I remember some lesson like this.
We must have talked about it. Yeah, just to remind you to go review this one. The lower half is an upper arm movement. Let's turn this way so mom can see just a little bit too. Until the box here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, do you see a little box?
Yeah, the square sort of.
Yeah, and then it's all lower half. So the upper arm comes together like this. Okay? All lower half, okay? Let's try the upper half now, just the elbow joint. Good, relax. Drop your shoulder. There you go. There you go. Just the upper half. Good. Getting used to it. It's a little bit crooked. See if you can't. Just a little bit. It's already a lot better. So isolating the two halves in front of the mirror every day when he starts, just for like a minute or two as an open string game,
Okay.
just to get used to the mechanics.
Angle, right, yeah.
And every day, just especially while you're growing, but even as an adult, every day your body's a little different, right? Some nights you slept on your shoulder funny, and your shoulder is short today, and everything always, the angles always feel a little different every day. So every day when I start, and I mean this, I start in front of a mirror to check on all my angles with half bows. And check on my posture, make sure my neck is
So
long.
the exercise was to just get to the halfway, the bottom half, and then the top half.
That's right.
Yeah,
You can use
okay.
open strings or scales, whatever you want. I like open strings because I'm a little bit...
You're focused only on the...
Yeah, but I'm also like a little slow in the mornings with my brain. I'm just getting going. Maybe like, violin's really hard. Yeah, so I like to start in kind of a dumb way and just have open strings to worry about. One problem. Focusing on that, that's just the lower half, and you can see my arm. Maybe I'll move over here so your camera can see it. Just the arm. You can see that box there. Looks great. And the upper half. Just the elbow joint. So you can see my upper arm doesn't move at all. The upper half is just this elbow joint, this hinge. Okay? I am pushing my elbow out slightly this way just to make sure that I don't lose my contact. Ojas. This is a problem. Kids do this a lot. Bad bowing. Okay? The last thing I'll say about this is I want you to envision your arm like an umbrella, Ojas. What happens when you open an umbrella? You know the kinds that get long first? Not like that, but like the other
Like a
kind.
small one that becomes longer before you
Yeah.
open it.
First you open the pole, right?
Yeah.
And then you open the hat. If everything opens at the same time, can you imagine it'll be like, it hits you in the face, right? It'd be really annoying umbrella. Your arm's the same way. First we're gonna elongate that pole, open the hat, okay? And I'm gonna do a full bow really fast. It's the same thing. Did you see it? Watch carefully. It's my arm first. So even really fast bows. The mechanics are the same, okay? All right, intonation was good though. Let's start with two slur now.
Is it like upper half or lower half?
So this one, what we'll do is actually we'll do the whole bow, but we're gonna be clever. We're gonna change notes right in the middle. So lower half for the first note, upper half for the second. Okay? Let's try it. Also, your posture is a little funky. Can you fix your hips and shoulders and everything? Yeah, that's better. Okay. Contact. Push your hand out. Out. Push your hand out. Freeze. Look at your hand.
That's it.
Do you see your hand is back? It should be this way. Yeah, good. Flaring 2.
Oh yeah.
Good. Coming down 3. Push your hand out. Not on the up bow, just don't come in this way on the up bow. Up bows go back this way, so you have to un-J it, okay? If you want, you could, I don't know, maybe get like do you have like a poster paper or something at home? Have him draw a couple J's. You just need a little piece, maybe this big.
Yeah.
And just like have him draw with his arm for a second, just so you can feel it. It should look something like this. It's not a very good J, but it's J-ish. All right? How about the upper octave? Let's just do the lower half for this. So really start with the frog. Are you droning your scales at home? Have you tried the drones?
The what?
Drones? No, we haven't talked about that either. Sorry, I need to remember what we've done. What we
It's
haven't
it's
seen you
been
in
a
months.
while.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have the tonal energy
Yes,
app
yes.
listed? Okay. And the droning is the tuning.
So you go to the analysis?
No.
No.
The sound wheel will be good. So I'll show you now. So you'll need some kind of external speaker.
Okay, we've got a Bluetooth.
Perfect.
one.
That's the best thing. So this wheel here,
Yeah, I need to see this actually.
this sound wheel down there.
I always play with this.
Okay, yeah.
Here, and you can actually hit sustain and punch out all the notes you need.
Yeah.
What you need are the first and the fifth notes. So
Sorry, which one?
first and fifth. I'll write them down on the
Yeah.
scale. How's that?
Does this part even work as a tuner?
Yeah, it's tuning right down the middle.
Oh yeah.
But we're not going to worry about that. This one's mostly for the sound. Okay. So what we'll do is for G, we need 2 notes droned. We need a G and a D. Okay.
So the 2 notes playing at the same time.
That's right. And hit sustain and just leave it.
Okay.
Check the volume. You don't have to yell like I am right now. It's too loud.
Yeah.
So something like this is good where I can speak over it. And then play quietly with it like this. Try to blend to it, okay? So why don't you give it a shot? Try your upper octave G major scale and blend into the drone. Good. Perfect. Check it. Make sure to get it a little closer. Go back to that third finger. Go back to third finger. Check your third finger. Really blend it. Too high. Just go back to fix it. This is pretty good. High and low. Tune it. It's not quite right, it's a little sharp. Beautiful. Do you hear it click in? Good. Hold those. Fix it. Doesn't match. Good. Pretty good. Okay.
So does it? The screen tells you if you're close.
Don't watch the screen.
No.
This is exercise
It's
to do just by ear.
Okay. Just
So,
to train your ears. Okay.
Most music has a drone happening at all times.
Yeah.
In Indian music, they have, you know, I don't know, like they have the flute thing, the pipe, or they have a gong in in Chinese music, or they have the kulintong in Philippines, and so almost every music has some kind of drone happening. And they just hit the thing, and everyone plays in the key of the thing. For you, we have lots of different keys in Western classical music, but I'll write in the drones you're going to use for each key up here. There's only a couple, right? We only do the first 3 scales.
Yeah, we can still just.
Like G, D, and A.
Yeah.
So, so here, right, drone, G plus D. It'll take a little while for you to get used to, but you'll get good at it over time. I like the 3rd octave. It's kind of good. The low octaves, like low, like 1. It's like kind of an ugly sound, you know. The really high ones. Ugly again. It hurts my ears, you know.
So which one?
3 and 4. Okay. You can listen to it and just see what you like. You can keep adding octaves too.
Okay.
It's a lot of drones. They stack that way too.
Right.
You could have really high ones. It gets to be very annoying to pay attention to. How many notes you mean?
Yeah.
I think there's like 8 octaves, usually. Are there more? 9 octaves. These top ones.
Oh.
Yeah.
Those are still
Too shrill.
Not a nice sound. So we'll stay in the human range, somewhere between 3 and 6. Okay?
Who uses like the ninth octave?
I don't know. God, like a bee? A fly, maybe? I don't know. Something that can hear that high. It's awful sounds. Okay, that's G and D. Here for your D major scale, all right, here, drone, D plus A. Be patient with yourself, Ojas. It'll take a little while to get used to this, okay? Just, basically you want to make sure it sounds nice. You'll know when it sounds a little funky. Try and have the drone about a little bit louder than him.
Okay.
So if you have kind of a quiet drone today because you're feeling like a quiet person, Ojas, play it
low.
quietly. Try and play a little inside of it. You don't want to get into like an argument with it. You know, the person who's yelling louder is more right. Have you had that feeling before? You've seen that? Whoever yells louder is the more correct person. It happens that way with droning too. If you play louder, it sounds like it's out of tune to you.
You're playing better.
You're in tune and it's out of tune, but it's a machine and it can't play out of tune, right? So generally it's you. So just a heads up about that. The same thing happens in orchestra. If someone who's out of tune is playing too loud, you can all end up bending to that person. Contest to the bottom. Youth orchestra. Those 3 scales for this week, okay? Just that's what I want to hear. Just those 3. We won't worry about F today.
Okay.
All right. No music of the night for now. We won't worry about that either. You have your etudes, good. Songs. For this book, we won't worry about this. This is for school, right?
We can archive it actually. We're not doing strings at school anymore.
Put that in your finished pile. I don't need to see that anymore. So
I don't really have a finished file. I just put it in there.
Yeah, we can make a finished.
Make a little. Do you have a bookshelf? You can have a little stack that kind of grows as you get better at violin. All these books you finished. It'll be nice to have, and then you can always go back through and read all this music you already know how to play. I have a music library. Mine's 3 bookshelves, and I really like it. I have a different one for violin and viola. Okay. You've done all these already, huh?
We have Suzuki too, don't we?
Yeah.
Well, let's not use it. Let's use this. Let's use this book.
We have this book too.
Yeah,
this is yours or just did you get?
This one's mine.
Okay, or just get yours. We have this book. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's use this.
Is it the first book?
Yeah.
First book, yeah.
The Violin Part Volume 1.
That's it. It's great. I'm glad you have it. So there's the folk songs in the beginning we can do. How many of these have you done already? You've done French folk song, right?
Yeah. And then we've done Marsh.
Let's put some little stars in so we remember. You've done March?
Yeah.
Which March?
Not March.
March. This one?
Yeah.
Got it. You did this one with
School.
At the school?
Yeah.
Okay. Ah. There we go. Much of a star. Okay. Oh, you've done Musette too, so you've done a lot of these.
No, I've not done Musette. I'm just
You worked on
working
it?
on it.
Okay, let's get back into the theme variations here.
What's that?
So, this is a really common kind of music, actually. And this is one of the ones I'm playing on Friday. And on the 20th as well. Basically, what's going to happen is we're going to have a theme. Okay? Usually it's pretty short. This one's 2 lines long. And then we're going to have many variations on that theme. So different kinds of things we're going to do to it.
What's coda?
We'll get to that in a second. So here's the theme, okay? I'll play it fast. Okay? First variation. See, it's a little bit different. Still sounds the same kind of, right?
Okay.
Variation 2, we're going to get farther away from it. Okay. Variation 3. Right? It sounds kind of like variation 2, but it's pretty far from where this variation was. So we're kind of getting a little more different each time. That's kind of fun, right? Coda means tail.
So it's like the finishing.
That's right, at like the very end of the animal. So that's an Italian tail. So it's a little bit different, and this is actually a new theme. So it's different kinds of music.
So
Okay?
so what they're trying to do is every time they make it go like further from this.
That is often how they do it, where they get fancier and fancier. It's a very exciting way to do it. If you used your fanciest variation first, can you imagine how that would feel as an audience member? To have the really exciting variation here, and then kind of like the slower variations after that. It's kind of like,
Okay, it's a bit odd.
it's like having the big climax of the movie right away, and then the rest of it's just like talking.
It's like having your pudding before your lunch.
Yeah, exactly. So we like to save that, like that dessert, the best, really scary, like kind of really intense, exciting ones, all the notes towards the back end. Generally, composers like to build movies too, right? Dinners too. We like to build to the really high point of the dinner or of the movie towards the end. So they'll generally do that. Not everyone approaches this kind of music the same way, but it's very popular, theme and variations. Okay? And it's also really fun to learn. Because basically it's the same notes, just a little different. So let's try reading it together. We're in G major, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, let's try tuning that again. Watch your first finger, don't squeeze. Up, up. Can you tune that? Lower, low 2. Pushing it. Good. Is that hard? Not too bad?
A bit.
Your posture's a little funky right now. Are you feeling your shoulders and your elbows kind of down?
Yeah.
You know what they call this elbow? Orchestra elbow. Because when you're in orchestra and you're bored, right? This is how everyone looks in orchestra, right? Does that look familiar? No? You have a good orchestra. You have a good orchestra. That is what all the school orchestras look like. Okay?
Oh,
What I want you to do
body.
Okay? You can imagine it any number of ways you want. In your armpit, can you imagine like holding a little ball, like that big? Can I see? Leave room for a ball in your armpit. So you're squeezing your armpit right now. Leave room. Don't chicken wing it. We're not looking for this, right? We're looking for having it round out a little bit. Good. There's room in here. Great. So I like to think of it a number of different ways. Sometimes I think of those handheld fans. You've seen the little ones? Where you press the button, it's like bzzz, like a fan. So someone's here like blowing air in your armpit, like airing you out. That could be a nice way to think about it. You could think about me taking a little pin, you know those little safety pins, and gluing it right in here. So every time you close it, you stab yourself. I won't do that to you, but you can imagine it, right? So that you don't squeeze your armpits together. Does that make sense why we don't want to do that?
Yep.
Okay, so you're doing it right now. Even though it says, yeah, I get it. It's like you're still like, so open up. Good. That looks great. Do you want to show that to Mom? That posture? It's very, his neck is long. Well, it's still a bit forward. You're still a little turtlenecked. So see what you can do about tucking your neck backwards a little. Like you're trying to hold a tennis ball underneath. You almost kind of want a double chin. I know it's not attractive, but it's good posture. That looks great. So why don't you show that to Mom so she can see your neck. It's a little more straight now versus being forward like this.
Yeah.
Okay, so work on your posture and your scales and in your open strings. Let's try reading the first variation now. Okay? Watch
Here's
your
the
chin,
safety
chin.
pin.
Yeah. You chose a torturous one to think of. Mom liked that one. But you can also think of the ball or the little person with the fan kind of blowing air in your armpit so it's nice and aerated. Okay, here we go. Higher. Higher. Out of tune. Higher. Stretch, stretch. Those half steps or whole steps? Half steps or whole steps?
Half steps.
So really half steps. Try that up bow. Ooh, you okay?
Okay.
Good.
Lower.
Good. Again, that two's too high. Okay. You're doing this thing I like to call medium two. It's not a real note. There's high two and there's low two. And you're like this one. One right in between the two of them. It's not really a note. Okay, either this button or that button. Have you played piano before?
I have tried it, but I've never like.
Okay,
really
we'll come take a look.
played it.
We have this button and this button. We do not have a button in between them on purpose, okay? So stop putting like a medium two. Either believe it's a high two or a low two. And if you're not sure, guess. Don't stick in the middle and be like, it's the average. You know, that's not how it works. You're definitely wrong if you put it in the middle. You're maybe only 50% wrong.
Yeah.
Chance of getting it wrong if you guess, okay? Do you know which ones are going to be?
Huh?
Can you tell which ones are going to be, like, is this a high two or low two there?
Low two.
Because it's a,
It's like
what's the note name?
it's like really high.
G natural.
And naturals.
Do you know the note names yet? Not so much? Like letter names?
Like A, B, C, a bit.
Okay, it's a
So
little
like
fuzzy.
G, like after G, there's gonna be A, B, C, D, and then once you get to like the one before, once you get to G, you start from A over again.
That's right. And backwards you're comfortable. So G, then in this key, you have an F sharp behind it. Do you see that?
So that's high.
Yeah, that's right. Good. So you have a low 2, then a high 1. Here's an F natural. F sharp.
Move your elbow.
So a G natural is this note. So this is your G natural, second finger. Third finger's an A. You don't want that note. We care about this. Yeah, higher than that one. Yeah. Good. Those are the notes, okay? So now let's try 3, 2, 1, 0. It's pretty good. You need to stop squeezing with that thumb. You're a squeezer. Whoa. So the 3, how far, hold on. How far apart are these 2 fingers going to be?
These two.
Whole step or half step?
Half step. Whole step.
Whole step. So big step. That's better. Okay? Let's try from this bar, starting on that G natural low 2. Big step. Good adjustment there. What's the distance between 3 and 4? Whole step or half step?
Whole step.
So then make a bigger step between them. Your fingers look very close. Yeah. They're actually both sharp, but they were the right distance. They were just both too high. So go back to 4th finger. Good. Just that far this week.
So from the beginning till right here.
The end of variation 1. That's correct. Okay, we have 3 weeks, almost 3 weeks, until studio class. It's like 2.5 weeks. You'll plan on playing this page in class on the 14th. And we'll try and get this page ready for maybe the class in October. And then hopefully we can have time to learn a different piece for the recital, something around that kind of pacing.
The recitals every month, right?
No.
The studio classes every month.
Yeah. So the studio class is just a chance for you to come try the repertoire. It's not like a finished product. You're allowed to bring something that's kind of being worked on. Your recital is your nice big sparkly piece that you're going to work on and for
It's
months
like a
and play.
concert.
That's right. That's the big concert. Did you guys come to a recital in San Jose?
No.
No? Or only studio classes?
Yes.
Okay, so-
Studio classes.
Got it. So the recital is like, you have to dress nicely and you're going to be on
Yes.
stage in front of
It's
everybody.
like a
and-
concert at school.
Yeah, just like that. Okay? Questions about your piece? This is repertoire. So I would do that last. I would start with your scales and your open strings, go into your etude next, which we're going to do now, and then go to your repertoire. 10 minutes each item would be good for now. 15 minutes in the scales would be great. 15, 10, 10 would be fine.
Okay.
It's 35 minutes. I know it's a little extra, but... all right, where are we in this book? In the beginning?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here.
This is a great one. Can we start with the first one just to remind ourselves how this goes? As an old friend.
I've not done this for a while.
I know, but it's an old friend and you've learned it before. So fast. Why so fast? Hey. Let's go slowly.
Pushing yourself.
Calmly, yeah. Okay. So out of the 4 notes you just played, all 4 are out of tune. So let's up our ears a little bit. Can you grab the dial in your brain and go raise the dial in your ears so you're listening more carefully, okay? This is not the same note. Okay? We should be missing by that much. So really take your time and blend. Don't squeeze with your hand. Blend that. It doesn't blend. Adjust it. There you go. Nice. It's sharp. So, hang on. That second finger was great 2 times in a row, and then all of a sudden you went, like really high. Why'd you do that? Who knows why you do the things you do, right? So try and control yourself. Here we go. See where you are on the page? Did you memorize it already? It's sharp. Stretch. Breeze, point to that note on the page. Point to that note on the page.
What?
You were looking,
You
right?
lost.
Actually, it was there the last place you got to, but you memorized it, right? I told you it's in your brain. So even all your old etudes will stick in your brain really well. They're like glue. It's great. But for now, let's read the notes, okay? I know you memorize very fast. I have the same problem. I memorize things pretty much on the first or second read, and so then I'll take it off the page way before it's ready to come off the page. So continuing to encourage him to use his eyes to read the words, read the music.
What size violin is that?
Is that an important question for right now? Can we save that one? Okay, there we go, second line. Scan with your eyes while you play. Link the sound. Wait. Yeah, airy armpits. Here we go. Your first finger didn't match. It's on tune. Low one. So we have our low one, right? F natural, really low. Good. Big step, hold. Bigger step. Big step. Higher. Higher than that. Still higher. There you go. Does that match? Hang on, where's that third finger? Yeah. Lower. Open A there. Open A. Uh-huh. Okay, let's look at that passage on the way down again. Maybe from the C here.
One?
The C, so the second finger. Don't work on note reading. Armpit. Why are your hips all weird to your shoulders? Can you fix your feet? Yeah, make sure that you're stacked nicely. So for example, here I'm stacked nicely. Here, can you see that all my lines are weird? My shoulders are facing this way, my hips are facing that way, my feet are facing this way. So my hips, shoulders, and everything's all twisted and weird. So untwist, fix your torso. Like that. Very good. Coming down from here, the C. Good, keep going. Control your bow. Contact. Okay, your contact's a little funky. Your feet are getting funky. Are you getting tired?
My back's hurting a bit.
Okay, should we stretch for a second? Put your violin down. Stretching is very important on the violin. I'll show you some of my favorite stretches. So I like to start by swinging my arms. Normally on violin, our chests get small, our backs get long, so we're opening our back too much. So it's nice to make our...
That's what's happening to me.
It happens to all of us. So here's a really nice stretch. Link your fingers in the back. Good. And just, breathe. You can even lean forward a little bit. Oh, feels so good.
I think
Stretching is good. Let's do a couple of arm circles. Come in the middle of the room. Just swing your arms back and forth. And then you can do one arm all the way around. Loosen that up. Good. Other way. Yeah. How about the left arm? Get things moving. Good other way?
Other way.
Good. If you want to get fancy, you can put both arms up and then go opposite directions. Here's the trick. Ready? Arms up. Start them in different directions. Yep. And go. It's a brain twister. And you can try the other direction. So your arms go the other direction. Right? Okay? So, practice those at home a little bit just to get your stretches going. In between items, so after your scales and open strings, this has been 15 minutes, let's say. Take a stretch break. Go get some water. Calm down. I wouldn't start anything. Don't start, homework, and don't start,
Reading
a
or
TV
something,
show or
yeah.
reading. Keep your break very calm and peaceful. No other items to do, because otherwise, your
Can't focus.
1 minute break will become like a 45-minute break or a even
Do you know
25-minute
how
break.
that goes? Yeah.
It happens to me all the time. I'll start writing an email or something. 90 minutes later, I'm like, I was practicing and now I took a huge break by accident. So try to keep it very much stretching in water. Keep the violin in your eyesight maybe, so you can feel like you're stuck to it by a leash. Okay, and then until you finish practicing, then pack it up and then you can go on with your life. Okay? All right, get your violin. Intonation's getting better as we're working. There's a lot of really funky notes though, so be careful and be slow at home.
Exactly. To be accurate.
Yeah. So I know you hear all the notes you're missing because you're fixing them all. So just make sure if you hear a funky note that you're being really adjustable. Okay? Do you feel like
And I
you're
always slide when I'm...
always never sit on the bad note? Okay? It's never too late on the violin. Isn't that nice? You can always fix it. Did you hear it? You can always save it. Even at the very end of a bow, it's better than sitting on it bad the whole time. Okay? Let's go on. Third line here. Posture. Drop your shoulder. Relax your shoulder. Good. Raise your chest up. Low two. Hang on. Low tune. That was that medium two I've been talking about, right? So low two is going to be low. Good. We'll count two. High or low?
Huh? Here?
High or low two?
Who is, high?
Start here again. Third finger. So that two's not in tune. You have to really stretch your F4. Oh, sorry, that's a two now. There's a two on there, just for that. Low two. Okay. Before we have to be done today, Ojas, I have one more tip for you, okay? Your second finger. When it's low, I want you to look at the shape of my finger. Can you see how vertical the tip is? When I go high two, can you see the shape has changed?
Can I just recall that?
Yeah. So the low two is going to have a very vertical fingertip. And when you go for high two, it's going to come out a little bit more outward. Okay? So I'll noodle these in front of the camera and in front of you too. So can you watch carefully? Vertical, right? More sloped. Okay? So when you want your low two, I really want you to feel that it's vertical. And when you want your high two, I really want you to feel like it's more out. Can you show me?
Trill?
Just without the bow even, yeah. Just show me your one, and then have a two trilled with a nice vertical two here. Go ahead and trill it back and forth a little. Da-da. Good. It's a nice vertical knuckle here. Now your high two is going to feel very far out. Da-yum.
Move it.
Now try trilling that one. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. We'll try there. Yeah. Okay. Get used to those different kinds of twos. Very different feeling. Can you feel that? Yeah, your posture is all wonky. You're just getting tired, I think. But ya do ya. There you go. Good. Good, good. Okay. So for next week, I want to hear this etude all the way through.
Okay.
Be careful with your twos that they're different enough, okay? And your fours are always flat. So that's nice. Easy to fix. Just always reach higher. You've not played too high on any of your fours yet. So make sure that you really reach. The reason it's hard for you to reach Ojas is because you're squeezing, right? And as you know, squeezing your muscles makes them longer or shorter?
Shorter.
So it's really hard to reach when everything's getting so small. So just relax. Okay? Do you have questions about this week? Do you want to recap it one more time? Okay, open strings in front of the mirror. Checking on those umbrella parts of your arm. Lower half, upper half. Again, that J shape in the upper half to make sure you don't lose your contact.
Scale.
Right. Then you have 3 scales with your drones, okay? Just sync up to your Bluetooth speaker. Check the volume's not too loud, okay? You can use testing, 1, 2, 3, or are you too loud speaker, whatever. Just say something. If you have to yell like this to speak over it, it's too loud. Imagine someone yelling at you for 30 or 15 minutes. That would hurt your hearing. So does the drone, okay? You have your 3 scales. Really just try and play so it sounds really beautifully nice, really easy to listen to with the drone. If it sounds kind of angry, like that doesn't sound good, just bend it till it blends in. You were doing great today, so I think you'll be fine, okay? You can try 2 slur or whatever. Your timer will go off and you won't have finished all your scales. That's okay. The next day you can start off where you left off, okay? Then go into your etude for 10 minutes. This you won't have to drone, but you could play with the tuner very slowly if you wanted by staring at it. Just being careful. The biggest problem is making sure you get those 2s nice and vertical for your low 2s, nice and out for your high 2s, okay? And you already know the notes, so it's just getting used to it, tuning it slowly, okay? Don't bring it back. Don't want to hear that. What I want to hear
Not
is
too fast.
that slowly. I want to hear the most in tune version of Ojas that exists, okay? And then last, you have your first theme and then the variation in here. Actually, I'll give you a sticky in here so you can find it faster.
So it's the first 4 lines.
to
First 5 lines.
Here, yeah.
First 5, yeah.
I'll give you.
Till the end of variation number 1.
That's okay, I can put a post-it.
I have. Here.
He has an audition tomorrow for a youth orchestra. Do you have any last
For
minute
youth
tips?
orchestra?
Yeah.
What youth orchestra?
Golden State.
GYSO?
Yeah.
Oh. I didn't know he had that.
He was supposed to go for it in April, and then we were out, and...
Okay, well, I don't know. A lot of my students play in that. I just coached their orchestras on Thursday.
Oh, really? Oh, I had no idea.
They just hire out coaches sometimes, or whatever.
Okay.
So I'm familiar with them, but he's not.
He's not ready yet.
No, I don't know. I don't anticipate a. I mean, but they might need kids, which is probably
No,
why they have
we just want to
try out for it.
experience.
You can definitely get in April this year once we had time together. But I haven't prepared you for this audition at all.
No, I know. We supposed to go for
In
it
a way, it's
6
kind of
months ago.
nightmare fuel because an unprepared audition is some of the worst.
Okay.
Imagine, that's the kind of stuff that keeps musicians up at night. Like you walk into audition without the piece, they're like, play this concerto, and you're like, the what?